I need you to fight one last time.
As we come to the end of Stranger Things, who are they going to kill? In the final episode of Stranger Things, we, as consumers of television, have come to expect there to be a large death count at the end of a show. Maybe it was Vikings, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones. I mean, these are all rather violent shows. But that being said, people do die in Stranger Things, and if they didn't die, then who cares? Now, I'm not someone who believes in that. I think a lot of things matter even if no one dies. And I think it's a cheap way out for writers to come up with some sort of meaning for their story. They don't really have that much meaning in their story, and so they just kill people, and the audience is like, whoa, death. So it's sort of a trick, it's a ploy to create stakes. If there are no stakes, if there is no looming threat, then what does this matter? So yeah, you're going to have Darth Vader kill some people, and Voldemort. He's got to kill some people, because otherwise they're just defanged, it doesn't matter, who cares? That being said, this season they have really not killed anybody, and that's why people are worried about the final episode, to the point where they're taking out bets on who you think the Duffer Brothers are going to kill. And I want to go over what the odds are, in terms of which character is the public thinking is not going to make it through the final episode. And we start with one of my least favorite characters, Holly Wheeler. I don't think she should exist. She's sitting at a 3% chance of being killed. So according to the public, she is the least likely to be killed, even though she was just essentially introduced this season. But she's gone through a lot, and actually she's in Vecna's control right now. Like, she's in the Upside Down, she's in his little mind prison. So you'd think her odds would be a little bit higher, but no, it's plot armor because she's Mary Sue, and they plucked this kid right off a Nazi propaganda poster, and why invest all that into this dumbass character if you're just going to kill her in the same season? They really rarely stray away from just killing a white straight male. So if you're a white straight male, you're in danger this episode, and Holly is not, and they don't want to leave a global audience with just the horrific aftertaste of killing off this little blonde kid, the youngest character in the show. It's not going to happen. Just above her, we have Max Mayfield, Mad Max, coming in with 3%, and she just survived the huge ordeal of, in a coma, she's fighting Vecna, she's listening to Kate Bush. So we went through this whole saga with her. If they were to just kill her after all that, it would seem counterintuitive. I kind of think she's safe forever. Plus, she's in a wheelchair already. They're not going to kill a disabled kid. Then we come to, at 4%, Mike Wheeler, who may or may not reciprocate the gay crush of Will Byers. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in the final episode. But will he die? Maybe he kisses Will Byers and then gets struck down into a pile of ash by God on some Sodom and Gomorrah stuff. But, I mean, Mike is kind of a central character, been around the whole time. What sense would it make to kill him? For the sentimentality of the audience going, what? That's so shocking, Duffer Brothers. You guys are geniuses. Then we come to the fat fuck, 5%, Derek Turnbow, dipshit Derek. Again, a newer character. Typically, the newer characters are the last to come, the first to go. So I would have no problem killing Derek, but again, they're not going to kill a fat kid. It's not in their character. They're not going to do that. It's not the kind of guys they are. Lucas Sinclair, a black guy in a horror-adjacent production, usually doesn't last the first hour. He's lasted 5 seasons. They're not killing a black kid. They're not killing their black kid in an interracial relationship with a disabled woman. But he's still at 7%. They think there's a chance. Right above him, we have Nancy Wheeler, who is morphing into a girl boss Rambo, and she's a gun-wielding person who doesn't need a boyfriend and is happy just by herself and fuck men. Still, she's at 9%, so I can't see them killing her. I can't see them killing a girl. Like a girl main character of any kind, that's not happening. So in my opinion, and this goes for Joyce Byers at 9%. Joyce Byers, imagine killing Winona Ryder to finish off this show. All she's done is cared and loved and weeped and exhibited anxiety. Where's the poetic justice? What is the moral? What message are you sending if you kill Joyce Byers? I don't buy that. But now we're getting into some contenders. We come to a 10%er, Dustin. Now, this kid is beloved. He's a cute kid. He's got a lot of charm. He's chubby. He's kind of like a lovable loser, but he's just an affable little toad. And so just in terms of goodwill, you're not going to kill Dustin. There's just no way they're killing Dustin. Now, I wouldn't mind if they killed the next one. At 10%, Robin Buckley, the daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. She is annoying. She thinks she's hot shit. She thinks she's too cool for school. She's a lesbian. She gives out impromptu TED Talks. She's just quirky and fun and thinks she's just, oh God, I just have kind of had it up to here with her. But she isn't a real main character. She came on season 3, so it wouldn't be like killing one of the original crew. And she could die a heroic lesbian like Joan of Arc or something. So I can see that. Jonathan Byers, white straight male. Now he just got dumped, essentially, by Nancy. So that storyline is over, and therefore he doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. He could die, and it could be some heroic sacrificial death. That's what I'm thinking. Of like, it's a voluntary act. So it's all kind of quasi-Jesus motif nonsense. It's never like the person desperately doesn't want to die, but then just gets killed. But as a white straight male, he is in danger. As is Jim Hopper at 14%. Jim Hopper, we thought he had died before. He is the sheriff. He kind of hints at being suicidal. He is suicidally virtuous, and he will die so as to save 11 or a child because he couldn't save his other child who died of cancer, and so he's got kind of a death wish. He was sort of drinking himself into an early grave anyway. He was doing a slow motion suicide. So Jim Hopper, I mean, he had a freaking bomb strapped to his chest in the last episode. So it's like, I would expect that to be larger than 14%. Killing Hopper, white straight male, I mean, dude, trouble. But we also have higher than him, the freaking middle school science teacher, Scott Clark, who recently just got finished banging the librarian. So props to that, but that is indicative of his heterosexuality. He is a very nice guy. He teaches high school science, not a main character. You know, people wouldn't be sobbing in the streets if this dude got killed. You could give him some sort of Jesus-themed noble death if you needed to kill someone, and, you know, the betting world thinks that they do need to kill someone. It's been far too many episodes, and we don't have any dead bodies. Just as likely for him to die, they're saying Will Byers might die. And this little gay kid, central to the whole thing, his disappearance is the plot of the entire show, essentially, season 1. We've invested all this time and energy into him. He just comes out of the closet, and you think the Duffer Brothers are going to kill him for having done so? No, what message would that send? It says, don't leave the closet or you'll die. They definitely are not killing Will Byers. But now we come to one of the favorites. I mean, this guy is all over social media and people are worried. I mean, he is on death watch. And it is Steve Harrington. Not one of the central super young children, so he's outside of that. His original character was supposed to die in season 1. He is a white straight male. He is no longer pursuing Nancy. They're not together. So he's just this random white straight male who has already outlived his character's purpose. Likeable guy, good actor, but is he expendable? 18% and on the rise. People think he's got to go. And then we come to a Jewish straight male, I think, Murray, a peripheral character, a man who's trying to be comic relief but is not. He is not funny. A pointless character, an obnoxious character. If he dies, again, no one would be troubled by it. 19% of people think that he should die. Or he should be the one to die if someone's going to die. And I could see it. I mean, who is going to shed a tear? And then we have 2 left, and they're the big bangers. 2 women. At 36%, 11. You think they're killing 11? What would that do to the lore? What would that do to the spin-off potentials? Killing 11. She is the symbolic mascot of the show. She is the main character of this show. Now, granted, her character has dwindled into a pointless caricature, and it's just a one-dimensional nothing character, but you're going to kill the star of your show in the final episode? And just when she's earned enough money to get those lip fillers? Come on. I can't see it. I just don't see it. But there is talk of a suicide pact between her and her old sister, quote-unquote, Indian boy, girl, looking like Mowgli from the Jungle Book, and it's 8. Her name is 8. Okay, she has powers. She is the one that's saying, Elle, look, we gotta both die, otherwise they're just gonna keep coming after our blood and impregnating women. And so Hopper has caught wind of this, and he is not about this plan, and he is picking up on the fact that 8 is a threat to 11. And so 8 is a tangential character. She comes from the worst episode in the entire show. We are not attached to her whatsoever, and that's why she's sitting at 70%, that 8 is going to die. Now, she could die fighting Vecna. She could die trying to take out 11. Hopper could blast her. That would be nice. I have no problem with 8 dying. I'm looking forward to it. Or we have a couple curveballs here where no one dies. That's another option. By the way, Vecna is going to die. I don't see any outcome where Vecna does not die. Of course, they thought they had killed him before, but he just comes back. because they're lazy and have, kind of a shit villain. So they just zombify this dude and you can't kill him. I mean, another curveball would be one of these characters kills another one of these characters. And if that's to be the case, it's going to be Hopper killing 8 or 8 trying to kill 11 or killing 11. If they go the route where nobody dies and just Vecna dies, I think that's not as likely because they've already established a track record of killing off people that the fans liked, and they did it for dramatic effect. So at the end of the show, it would be very out of the norm for them to just not kill anybody. I think they will go along with the pattern, and someone's going to die. Who do you think it is? Put in your vote quick. The show ends tomorrow.
Let's end this, kid. Mother of God.